Welcome to the Lights Camera Baby podcast, brought to you by Mama Magic, your trusted guide from pregnancy to parenting and beyond. Now, today we're having a very meaningful conversation that most mothers need, but many of them feel very uncomfortable talking about it, and that's mental health in motherhood. Now, motherhood is beautiful, yes, it is, but it's also exhausting, it's messy, and sometimes very, very lonely. Now, joining me today is Lungile Mangena, a clinical psychologist who works with mothers and helps them understand the emotional shifts that come with this new chapter in life. From anxiety and guilt to identity shifts and healing, she helps them with it all. So, just another reminder that this episode and our information is for information only and to drive awareness about the issues of mental health and motherhood. It's not for medical advice, and we would rather advise you to consult your healthcare provider for individual guidance or treatment for your needs. Lungile, a warm welcome to you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me today.
We really appreciate you being here, and we're so ready and eager to take in everything you have to share with us.
I'm excited.
Good, I am too. Now, look, I think that every mother has a moment where they look around and they realize that this is harder than anybody said it would be, right? So, why do you think so many women struggle silently like this instead of seeking support?
Sure, there are so many factors. There's internal, there's external.
Yeah.
Maybe just to start with the external, if you look at our families now, they've moved away from their homes, their parents, they're living like in different cities because
Right.
of work. And that also plays quite a huge role because when you're a new mom, or even if you've been a mom before, but it's a newborn baby that you're having, you need as much support as possible, especially from family as well. And you find that now a lot of the new mommies are it's a nuclear family. And sometimes you're a single parent.
Yeah.
And then you rely a lot on your helper, whoever is there who's helping you. And maybe there may be little kids also in the background. So it's that separation from your support system. And then the internal part is feelings of guilt, feelings of shame. How can I reach out when I'm expected to know? When society and culture has put so much pressure on mommies, you should know, but this is your baby. You carried this baby. You should be able to connect. And sometimes it's hard.
Yeah.
And now you find those are all the internal factors, which are the feelings that the mommy is experiencing, which is making it so hard to reach out because of that guilt, of that shame, of that judgment. Also, what will people say? And then also your own feelings of feeling like you're not good enough. You want to prove to people that I can do this
Yeah.
at your expense and the baby's expense.
Wow, it's such a quiet pressure that goes on inside you, like as a
Yes.
mother, bubbling over very
Yes.
often. And that's when we see things getting out of hand. Now, there's that, you're so right. I mean, there's that good mom standard that we've all brought up to believe, and we all have our own interpretations of what that good mom standard is supposed to be, always patient, always grateful, you know. How do these kind of emotions affect a mother's well-being? What does that result in internally in the mother?
Sure. If you think about a good mom, the way society has constructed that, like you are saying, you must be the strong, resilient person that just knows you're in charge. That's not being a good mom. I don't know what mom is that is. But when
Yeah.
we talk about a good enough mom, we're talking about a mom that's doing her level best, to try and connect and be attuned to the baby's needs. You're trying by all means to try and figure out, what does this person really want?
Yes.
You're trying to figure out that I don't understand this cry. Remember also, this baby just came. The
Yeah.
baby is more familiar with being inside of you than outside of you. The baby is adjusting, and then you are adjusting. You don't know what the needs are. You can assume this is what you think the needs are, but you don't really know until baby starts to show you. So now, a good mom is a mom who's aware of that I don't know. I'm going to keep trying until I figure out our dance, what our dance looks like together. I'm going to fail my baby sometimes. Sometimes I'm going to miss my baby's needs. I may think this is what the baby wants, only to find, this is actually what the baby wants.
Right.
That will happen, and to be okay with that and be able to sit with that, accept those failures, and go back and try again.
Wow.
That's being a good mom.
Wow. I love that. I love that acceptance of where you're at is okay.
Yes.
Stop comparing yourself. Stop trying to live up to those expectations, external expectations,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Now, it's not that, like you're saying, it's not that moms are weak. They just carry this invisible emotional weight because of the expectations of society. Now, let's talk about how that weight begins to shift that sense of self that the mom has and disturbs that sense of self. I mean, it changes everything, motherhood, right? Our
Yes.
bodies, our minds, our time,
Yes.
everything. Why does our identity feel so shaken after becoming a mom?
Sure. Hey, like we mentioned a little bit earlier, baby is also getting to know you.
Yeah.
You also getting to know baby.
Yeah.
Basically, you are still trying to figure each other out. And when a baby is born, mom is also born as well.
That's true. I love that. I always say
Yes.
that as well. There's a new mom born every
Yes.
day, right?
Exactly. Even if you've had kids before, but you've never had the one that you're having now. You don't know what they want.
That is so
You're going to
true.
have to figure that out. And now your life is being determined by this little person. Your time is being determined by this little person. Maybe before you were able to do things the way you wanted to do things.
And it was all about you.
It was all about you. And now you are learning to love another person outside of you as well, fall in love with that person as well, and being able to be there and understand what they need as well outside of what I need. So it's a whole shift ball game, where it's no longer about me now. It's about also this little person that is looking at me for emotional support, for literally everything,
So we lose a sense of independence that we had.
Yes. And maybe not so much lose it, because they will grow, it will come back. So it's more of it transforming, opening yourself up to transforming, because even the little one is there to teach you parts about yourself that you never thought I actually needed to work on. Because if I'm an impatient person, imagine what that will do with my baby. If I'm very impatient, my baby will teach me to be patient. Maybe now it's that's a quality that I need to add on to my qualities, for example. So babies are also there to show us things and parts of ourselves that we need to develop so that we just become better people than we were before. I wouldn't say go back to how you were exactly, but developing and becoming a better person. So that's a natural process that will happen on its own when you become a new mom.
Yeah. My daughter said something to me when she was 6 years old, and she asked me, what did you study to become a mum?
Sure.
And I thought that was such an interesting question.
Yeah.
Because this is our career. This is our life. This is the new job that we take on, right? Motherhood.
Yes.
And, whatever, if there's any other job, we always have a course, a career path, studies from the time we're young that teach us this role. But motherhood is a learn on the go job.
Yeah.
No matter how much you try during that 9 months to prepare yourself, I don't think anything can prepare you, right?
No, yes, yeah. And it's unfortunate. It's one of the most important jobs, I think, ever, because you are imparting life, you are imparting principles, values on another little human being. And it's unfortunate that we don't have enough schools that actually teach mommies
Yeah.
on what to expect. We learn as we go.
We
most
learn
of
as
the
we
time.
go. How can moms begin to make peace with this transformation, that they're not losing a piece of themselves through this, and they're not becoming a totally different person, or not trying to find the balance, but how do they manage this shift?
Yeah. It's support. I mean, you need support. You cannot emphasize the importance of support. Because when you get tired, somebody has to hold mommy as well.
Yeah.
Somebody has to say, mommy, go to sleep.
Yeah.
I'll take over. Yes, it's anxiety provoking for moms,
Yeah.
even to trust your own spouse, the father of the baby, even your own, parents,
That's
even
true.
to trust them. That will they do a good job? Will they be able to do what I can do? It's very difficult, but you need to rest as a mom. You need to use and lean on your support system as well. And you need to be kind to yourself. I can't emphasize that when you do fail, your baby, and you miss the mark and you don't understand why is my baby so frustrated with me? Be kind, because it's easier for us to be kind to others,
Yes.
but we're not kind to ourselves. Take those breaks, take those walks. Whatever regulates mom, makes you feel grounded again, makes you feel calm again. It could be music, it could be reading, it could be walking, exercising, praying, anything. Do those things that will ground you as a person and bring you back to yourself.
And it sounds like that begins with just that giving yourself permission, right?
Yes.
To say yes.
Yes.
To rest.
Yes.
Giving yourself that permission. I like that, to ask for help.
Yes.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. But asking for help seems to be one of the hardest things, I think, for moms to do, because we feel like we need to be able to do it all and manage it all. And there's so much guilt tied to needing help. So why is it so difficult, do you think, for moms to reach out, whether to their partner, their family, or a professional?
So it firstly, it could be like the society again. What society says is expecting of moms to know. You should know, but most of the time, it's how I've been feeling as a person, even before I had a baby.
Yeah.
If I've always been feeling like I'm not good enough as a person, when I get a baby, those feelings get amplified. You see, so now if I was never validated, if no one saw me as a child growing up and never affirmed me, never praised me, then I've always been having this desire, longing for somebody to see me, to see that I am good. I am a good person. So now when I become a mom, now I want to show the world, I want to show my spouse, I want to show my family, I want to show my friends, my doctors, that I am a good person.
Yeah.
I can do this. I'm seeking that validation. So that is more what's happening inside the mom. Those are the feelings that have now been amplified, which are making it even more difficult, because I need to show you that I can.
And what is the long-term impact of moms keeping all that within them? What does that result in?
It results, unfortunately, to mental illness. It results to a lot of moms experiencing postpartum depression or anxiety, even postpartum psychosis as well, because of all these thoughts that I have and what I'm saying to myself, how I'm being very critical towards myself, and no one knows that I'm struggling. No one knows that I'm suffering. People, maybe when they look at me, they see, but you put together, you seem to be doing this. They don't know that it's difficult. I'm not sleeping. And then as a result, it does lead to mental illness.
If you had to share with moms now a piece of advice in terms of how to break that cycle, what do you think they should first do? What would be one of the first steps to get out of your shell?
Yeah.
And a way to break that isolation and start asking for help?
Yeah, is to first notice when you feel like I'm changing. Is to be aware that I haven't been happy for some time. If you've been sad for more than 2 weeks, especially, and you've got these thoughts that just are not going away, where I'm feeling like I'm worthless, I'm feeling like I'm not good enough, I'm feeling like I'm just a failure. I feel stuck, I feel hopeless, I feel helpless, I can't get myself out of these thoughts. When I'm feeling worried and anxious, not just your normal worry, because it's normal to be worried, but now that worry that stops you from functioning properly, and connecting with your baby, that worry that you're constantly worrying about your baby's safety. Is my baby breathing? Then every now and then you're always checking, is my baby breathing? Are you safe? I don't want to take you outside. You may get germs. I don't want people to hold you. You can get viruses. That type of worry, and it's persistent.
Right.
It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And then you find that you are becoming irritable. You are finding that you are easily angered. You are snapping so quickly. Even if you've got other kids, your older kids, you are just snapping. You don't have patience. You don't have time for anyone. You're angry. And you're finding yourself, you are so isolated, like you said. You are so isolated. You just want to be alone. You're noticing even your sleeping patterns are changing. Your eating patterns are changing. Maybe you're not eating like you used to. You're not sleeping like you used to before. You are not connecting with your baby. You may find that, I call it shock music, when your anxiety is so intense. Like when you're watching a scary movie, that that music that comes, if it's a thriller. So when your baby cries, it triggers, it makes you feel that sort of like horrific anxiety, that makes you, I don't want to engage with this baby. I'm not going to engage. I'm going to pretend like I didn't hear that cry. I'm going to ignore my baby. Or that anxiety can make you, okay, I'm just going to have a limited response, meaning I'm just going to change your diaper, feed you, but I'm not connecting with you emotionally. So when you're finding yourself there and having those thoughts of wanting to harm yourself or harm your baby, then it's time to seek help. Then it means we're not coping. It means I'm overwhelmed as a mom.
But where does help start? Because very often medical professionals is the last outpost for a lot of mums.
Yeah.
Right? Where can they start first as a first step with somebody or someone or something that can get them there?
So it's being, first of all, aware. If you know yourself, you will know that I'm changing.
Yeah.
So that's the first point. Not ignoring it,
Yeah.
not hoping it will go away. It won't. It will just get worse. First, it's just being aware that I'm not okay.
Yeah.
And giving yourself permission to seek help.
Yeah.
Give yourself permission. It has nothing to do with you being a terrible person. In fact, it's going to help you and your baby. It's going to help your baby develop well. And that's the difficulty, that a lot of moms don't give themselves that permission. So give yourself that permission. Notice when you are not okay. There are professionals who will be able to help you. There is help that is out there, but a lot of the time, a lot of mommies don't know that there's help. That's why you're saying they don't even go to the professionals, because they don't know.
They don't know where to go.
Yes.
Yeah, you're so right. They don't know where to go. And besides seeking, a clinical psychologist, for example, or counselor, there are helplines as well, right? That would guide you.
Definitely.
In the right places. And we'll share some of those notes in our notes for this particular episode, and we can share some places where moms can go. So we'll
definitely, yes.
We look forward for that. So all of these moments obviously can feel really terrifying, right? But they're also turning points.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And when she realizes that I need that support. But let's talk about what that support can look like in real life, So besides going to see a medical professional, using a helpline, what else for the mom listening right now? Okay, maybe she's sitting in the car and or she's doing a night feed right now, and what are a few small daily steps that she can take to protect her mental health? So yes, we've got medical professionals and helplines that you can call out to, maybe a friend, your mom. I mean, there's people within your support group as well where you can start, right? But besides that, what are simple things that she can implement in her daily life to protect herself?
I always say to mommies, you're good enough.
Yeah.
You know, we're not looking for perfect moms. You know, we're looking for just a mom who's interested in their baby. And if you are interested in your baby, that's good enough.
Yeah.
You know, that's good enough. And to remember and hold on to that, I will fail my baby sometimes, and it's okay.
Yes.
You know, giving yourself that permission, I will fail my baby.
Yes.
I will miss my baby's needs. You know, I may not understand my baby sometimes, but you know what? It's okay.
Yes.
If mommies can firstly just hold on to that
And acknowledge that. Yeah.
and acknowledge that. It doesn't mean your baby will hate you. You know,
Yeah.
there are always opportunities to go back and repair.
Yes.
When there is a rupture, a breakdown in communication and understanding, because even when the baby's crying, they're communicating.
Yeah.
So when there's a breakdown in that communication, in meeting each other's needs, there are many, many opportunities to go back and repair and be like, oh, it looks like mommy doesn't understand. It looks like I don't really get you right now. I don't know what you want, you know, and being okay with giving yourself permission to say those things. But you know what? We're going to figure this out. I know you are just as anxious as I am.
Yeah.
You know, you are just as, you're also trying to adjust and you are just as scared as I am. But you know what? We're going to figure this out. We're going to figure out how to connect.
Yeah. Oh, are there any grounding tools that you could give mom to use on a daily basis to just bring them back to that point, to understand as a reminder that I'm okay? Are there any tools that they can do in their daily lives, you know, from the time they wake up, affirmations or, you know, breathing or journaling or, you know, there's all sorts of things you see there out there today, but are they any good? Are they helpful?
There are support groups. I know in my practice, that's what we offer.
Okay.
There are support groups for new moms.
That's great.
You know, where you get to connect with other moms as well, who are going through exactly what you're going through. And that's when you realize that you're not alone.
Yeah.
Because it feels isolating. Everyone is moving on with their lives and you stuck at home with a baby.
That's true.
It feels isolating. And also journaling, like you are mentioning.
Yep.
You know, journaling, writing down those feelings, but knowing there's a platform where you can share those feelings.
Yes.
Because sometimes when you are writing alone and you don't know what you're experiencing, it becomes hard to make sense of what you are experiencing. So it's normal to experience worries and concerns and, you know, not feel so good. But when you can't come out of that, now that's when I would recommend help.
Yes.
I would recommend help when prayer doesn't work, when journaling doesn't work, when exercising doesn't work, when affirming yourself, you know, saying, I can't do this, I'm good enough. When that doesn't work, when you have the support there, but you're still feeling alone, even though you're not alone, you're feeling lonely, but you're around people. That's when now again we start looking for professional help, which is now help for mom.
Yes.
Because I always say even moms need to be parented as well. And that's where, like I mentioned, the support groups for moms, the counseling that is also available for moms as well, depending on what is the problem. You know, what are your difficulties? What are you struggling? Are you struggling to bond and connect with your baby? Because then that's a different type of therapy as well. So that will be parent-infant psychotherapy that we also offer as well, where now there's baby, there's infant, we're trying to figure out the stance.
Yes.
Where there's a professional there to help you figure that out as well. There's so many different services that are there
Absolutely.
for moms and babies
Absolutely.
as well.
So, what would you say to the mom who feels like she's lost herself completely, and she feels there's no turning back? She doesn't know how to come back from that.
I would say it's okay, mom. And I would also say congratulations, because now you're going to get to know who you are as a mom, how you are going to grow and come out of that
Yeah.
experience where you are feeling stuck.
Right.
Sometimes we need to get to that point for us to realize that the way we've been coping is not working anymore. If I've been coping in a certain way and it's not working, it's not helping, that means it's time to learn. It's time to learn new ways of coping, of existing, of being, of connecting with yourself and your baby. It sounds scary. I always say to mommies, it sounds scary. I know it
Yes.
sounds very scary, but you have a professional to walk you through that.
Yes.
And by the time you finish your journey, you will realize how much you've grown, how much that point was a turning point for mom.
Absolutely. And what would you say to the rest of the family? I mean, let's not forget that mom is part of a bigger circle,
Yes.
right? The immediate circle within that house, that whether it comprises of dad, grandparents, maybe there's some siblings and things like that. How can your partner and your extended family, what advice would you give to them to help mom?
Yeah. I would say, please understand mom. Mom is going through biological changes, firstly, you know, hormonally. Her whole body is adjusting. Mom is going through emotional changes also. Hormonally, it's causing all of those hormonal changes.
Yeah.
Mom will take about 2 years for her mind to come back again, you know, and to be patient with mom and to support mom, to help out where you can as family members, and allow mom to rest.
Yeah.
You know, allow mom to rest, because when mom rests, then she shows up in her best version for her baby. When mom is tired, she can't show up the way she would love to show up. And everyone wins at the end. Even baby wins. Even, you know, the father, the grandparents, whoever is there as mom's support system. You know, in African terms, there's Ubuntu,
Right.
you know, where you exist because of others. And also, you know, when a new mom in African culture becomes a new mom, the system has to step up. You know, you have to step up so that you can allow mom to rest and be recharged and go back and try again. Rest, recharge, go back and try again. Not that we're handing over baby to everyone.
Yeah.
It's still mom's baby. Mom also has a role as well.
Yes.
You know, but I cannot emphasize the importance of moms being able to rest, and how the family, the system, plays a huge role in allowing mom to just breathe.
I love that. It's so important because mom very often feels that she's on this journey alone.
Yeah.
Right? But she didn't get here alone.
Yes.
Right? That support system is so, so very important. And for that support system to understand and support mom along the way with with little things. I think no matter how, I mean, people often want to do so much to try and help, but sometimes it could be the littlest thing that could make a difference to her life.
Yeah. Like running water for mom.
Yeah.
Where she doesn't have to do it.
Yeah.
You know, just making the bed for mom, so she doesn't have to make the bed for the baby and also for herself. Tea, a meal for mom. It makes a huge difference. Where it's -1 for mom.
So do you think this sense of guilt or the sense of feeling that you're not enough or you will not be able to cope with mom can persist as our children grow? if we don't attend to it?
Yeah. Unfortunately, yes. Because remember, most of the time it was there before baby came.
Yeah.
And then it got amplified
Right.
when baby came. Now baby's here. Baby just keeps on growing.
Yeah.
And as baby grows, the demands are different. They also
Yes.
grow, they change, and these feelings stay the same. They are still there. They haven't gone anywhere. And what they end up doing is affect your connection, your ability to connect with baby. As baby keeps growing, baby is not experiencing you fully.
Yeah.
Because there are these feelings where I'm feeling like I'm not good enough. So when my baby or my child or toddler now, because when they get to toddler stages, when they're having meltdowns or tantrums and they're angry, where I make it about me. Even my baby can see that I'm not good enough for them, when actually it's just them trying to express their frustration.
Yes.
And they don't really fully yet have the language for it. But now, if I'm constantly having these feelings, feeling like I'm not good enough, I'm unworthy, I won't respond effectively when my baby's having a meltdown. I'm going to try and protect myself from feeling more inadequate or feeling more like I'm not good enough. So then what do? I shout, I scream, I punish the baby, punish the toddler for feeling something so that I can feel in control, so that I can feel better. When I'm seeing you stopping the behavior, now I don't feel as helpless or like I'm not good enough anymore. I've managed to put you in line. But now do you see how my response to my baby is being influenced by my feelings? Now I'm this harsh person. I'm punishing the child for expressing emotion. And remember, this child then learns it's not safe for me to express what I'm feeling, because I get punished. And then they become adults. Before adults, they become teenagers. And then they don't talk to you. Yes, it carries through. They don't talk to you. They run away from you. They engage in self-harming behaviors to try and regulate themselves.
Yeah.
They engage in so many unwanted behaviors because they're trying to do what? Calm themselves down if they are feeling dysregulated or feeling frustrated, because I can't go to my mom. My mom is going to punish me for feeling these feelings. So I need to figure out how I'm going to deal with this. And then what happens? It creates distance between mom and child. And then as adults, they enter relationships. They can't trust their partner, that I can talk to you. They will feel like my partner is going to punish me. So it has ripple effects up until they get to adulthood.
That is just so interesting. I mean, we forget that there's a longer term to this issue, the impact of mental health in motherhood. In the beginning, it has a longer impact on not just on the mothers, but the children as well. I mean, that's what you're saying. And many women don't realize that by not looking after yourself, your mental health, you are affecting the health of your baby.
Yes, definitely. And that's why there's such a big emphasis now on maternal mental health, on infant mental health, that as small as they are infants, they have feelings, they get depressed, and this depression becomes persistent through childhood, through adolescence, even adulthood, if no intervention happens.
So let's take a step back a little bit. Do you think these concerns of motherhood, that weight of being a mother and the expectations and living up to society, etc., starts the day baby's born? Or do you think it starts well before that?
Yeah. So, unfortunately, society has rules, scripts that they've written, that existed before you even had the baby, and that they will judge you according to those scripts and standards and roles that they've given any person who's a new mom. So there's that element that is already pre-existing before you even become a mom, And then there is internal feelings. There are internal feelings and conflicts and traumas and just mom's own unwanted feelings, from childhood that mom has been carrying from childhood that mom has never healed from childhood, that has to do with how she was parented when she was a baby, how her mom showed up for her. And those thoughts will keep on creeping in now in the nursery room when mom becomes a mom to someone new now, a new baby. They will creep in. What was said to you will creep in, find its way in the nursery room, in addition to all these societal pressures and norms and scripts and roles that are already socially constructed, have been pre-written before you even became a mom. So now there's that, and then there is the unwanted thoughts, unwanted feelings from my own childhood traumas. Then there's a combination of that enters the relationship between a baby and a mom.
So how can moms put a stop to that so we don't carry that baggage forward?
Yeah. So awareness. It's awareness. I can't, because all of this is all unconscious. It's unconscious process. It's not like you say, I'm going to be the same way to my child as my mom was to me.
Because most often you want to do better.
You want to do better.
Right? You want to do more.
Yes. And a lot of moms don't know what that looks like. How? You see, and then you find yourself unconsciously when your baby is angry. You get angry because that's how anger was managed when you were a child.
Right.
Then you start doing exactly what was done. So it's awareness. But now that's why we are existing, to try and raise those awareness. That's why I do a lot of those workshops to raise awareness for new moms, that pause, let's watch this. This is happening. This is your childhood traumas coming out that are now impacting your relationship with your baby. We can fix this so that you can show up differently for your baby.
I like that. Do you think there's anything moms can do during their pregnancy to help them prepare for when baby's born in terms of their mental health?
Yes. There are also the support groups. Just not a lot of people do them, but some hospitals do have them, where we call it almost like preventative work,
right?
While you are pregnant, where we psychoeducate you, we teach you about what to come, what to expect. It may not go exactly like that, but at least we have some idea. Okay, there'll be times when maybe I may not like my baby, I may not want my baby near me.
Yes, because lack of sleep does some weird things, and hormones does some strange things to you.
And it's okay. It doesn't mean you're a terrible mom. It just means you're tired.
Yeah.
It just means you're overwhelmed and you need help. You need to take a break.
Yeah.
Trust other people and then come back again and connect with your baby.
I like that suggestion of being prepared. Again, you keep going back to the awareness, and I think I agree. That is so important, because only when you're aware of something can you start taking steps to change that.
Yes.
If you're not aware of it, you will just carry on like normal and believe that this is the norm.
Yes.
But and have no clue why you're feeling of that. But stopping and taking cognizance, of what is going on with me, being conscious of your behavior, of everything that goes around you. That is so important. I think that those are great steps, and also I think pre-pregnancy and during pregnancy as well. That education of, I think, is all about knowing what to expect again, like you're saying. When you know what to expect, you're able to better prepare yourself for. So when it happens and you think, why is my baby doing this, right? It starts to say, well, they're supposed to do this. This is normal. It's not abnormal. There's nothing wrong with your baby, right? Because very often it's like, what's wrong with my baby?
Yes, yeah. And I'm sure a lot of pediatricians will say that,
right?
as well.
And then it goes to, what did I do during my pregnancy? The guilt, all of those kind of feelings that we have as moms.
Yeah. And you can stop that. I call it generational trauma. It can end with you. When you become aware, then you're not repeating the cycle. like how your mom mothered you and how your mom's mom mothered your mom,
Yep.
then it stops with you because now you realize, there's something wrong here. This is not okay. You see, and then you can change. And then your little one then begins to experience a completely different experience from the one that I experienced when I was a child. That's how then we break the trauma.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Lungile, thank you so much for helping us bring light to mental health in motherhood. I mean, so mothers feel this, so much of what you're saying, but they rarely talk about it out aloud, right?
Yes.
Because of fear of being judged, fear of not being good enough, and so many other internal fears that mothers have. But
Yes.
I really, really appreciate you highlighting all of these fears and driving the awareness for us. So thank you so much for that.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Any parting words for our moms? Any words of advice that you would like to share?
Yeah. Motherhood is not easy. It's beautiful and sometimes it's hard. And when you do experience the hard parts, it's okay. It doesn't mean you're a terrible mom. Take a break, breathe, go back and repair. Go back and figure out that dance between you and your baby, what connection looks like. And it will happen. It will come gradually.
Yes.
So,
Oh, that's beautiful. I love that. So, to every mom that's listening, just remember you are not alone. Your mental health matters just as much as your baby's well being. So, thank you so much, Lungile. We really appreciate that. Remember, this podcast is for information and awareness. It's not a substitute for medical advice. If you need help, each of your situations are unique. So please reach out to a medical practitioner if you are struggling. And if this episode resonated with you and you know somebody that can make use of this helpful information and share it with them, please. Another mum who might need to hear this, please share it with them and continue listening to Lights Camera Baby for more honest and expert conversations where we bring you all the challenges and all the tips and all the advice and all the struggles and how to manage it all from pregnancy to parenthood and beyond. For me, Projeni Pather, thank you for joining us.